it's Caroline here from Aussie Cards and Crafts, and I'd like to thank you for joining me today. Today what I'd like to be showing you is, I haven't actually got a name for it at the moment, but I'm calling it a split front card. Now I haven't actually, there was a lady that I did see who did this card, and I got it from her, and I will put her link in the information below. So I do apologise, I can't actually say it online because I haven't got it written down. But it's a beautiful card. It's another Christmas card because we're getting very close to Christmas now. And it will be using the beautiful Poinsettia die that I've got here. I've got a couple of these left if anybody is interested in them. They really are a beautiful die. They're available at www.aussiecardsandcrafts.com.au. If you're new to my channel today, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy the tutorial, and please give me a thumbs up below. Definitely leave me a message if you feel you'd like to, and maybe subscribe to the channel because that really does help me. So let's get straight ahead and get started on this. I don't have one to show you because I'm actually kind of half designing this as I go, but the poinsettia is the main focal point. I've also used, and I don't know where this one came from. I would have bought it locally here in South Australia. So if anybody does know who actually did do this stamp, please let me know. I've used the Merry Christmas just there. And I've also used a variety of different leaves that I've actually die cut as well. So that's what I've been using. Now for your card pieces, I will just grab my cutting board so I can go through those with you. What you will need is a base card that is 12 inches by 6 inches, and along the 12-inch side you score at 6 inches, and that will then give you your card base. The next piece that you can do, and is a piece of what I have used, is a piece of gold mirror card, and this is going to be 5 3/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches. Now as you can see, we have cut quite a few gold leaves, etc., and also flowers. You can cut that from inside of here to save that, because we're only going to put another piece over the top. So, but just be aware that you can't go any further than your 1/8 of an inch to the edge, otherwise you will see it. But they can come from there, but I did forget to do that this time. So your second piece is going to be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and that will sit just there. Your third piece is going to be another black piece, and that's going to be 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. And as you can see, I have already heat embossed my greeting there, because I think that it's just going to be a little bit easier, so we don't have to do it on air. So that will then go there. And the fourth piece that you need is a piece that's 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. Now this is a black and gold. It's a beautiful piece. Not quite sure where I got it from, but I know I did get it last year. And that's going to go on there, and we're going to then cut that from there down to there, and that's going to open up and then show the Merry Christmas. And we are then going to decorate with the beautiful poinsettias. Now I've done 2 of the poinsettias here. I have one more to do, and I'm just going to quickly show you how to do those, so that you can see that they've got quite a bit of dimension on them. And I just think it's nice to actually be able to show you how they're done. So I'm just going to do a smaller one there for you. Right, before we get on to that, I'll pop those in there. I am going to stick my base down to my base card. So firstly, at the score line there at 6 inches, excuse me, I'm just going to burnish that fold there, and that will then give us a 6 by 6 card. Now this is going to be, for me, this is going to be a top folding card. It can be a side folding card, entirely up to you. Okay, so the next piece that we need to stick down is going to be this piece here. Okay, so that, as you can see, will have about an 1/8 of an inch border around it. So I'm just going to use some glue to stick that down very quickly. There we go. Now, the next piece that we need to stick down is this piece here, which is your black piece. Now, if you can, I don't know whether you can actually see it, but I've actually just drawn a couple of pencil lines here because, in fact, I'll go into that in a moment. But I'll stick this one down, and I'm going to use double-sided tape for this one, mainly because you should never, ever glue. Use glue if you are going to be sticking onto either mirror card or glitter card, because it just doesn't stick that well usually. There we go. Now what we need to do is we need to work on our final piece here. Now what I have done is I have measured in along the bottom. I have measured in 3 inches, and I have made a little mark at 3 inches just there. And upwards I have measured in up 2 inches, okay, and I have done a little mark there. And now what you need to do is either with your cutting or with your cutting board or with a blade, you need to go from that corner down to that mark just there. Okay, now I'm going to do it with my cutting board because I do find that a bit easier. And so we've got one mark there and one mark there. So it's going to go from there down to there. So I line it up in my cutting board. So that's in the right spot there, and that's in the right spot. And there's one piece. Then I go from the top piece here again down to the second piece, the second mark. Okay. One just little point, if you've got a point at one end and a flat edge at the other, always go from the flat edge. Okay, that one can go in the scraps part, and this is now going to go on there like so, and this one will go on there like so, there being giving that big gap in the middle. So, but what I'd like to do before that, you might have seen that I had a couple of pieces of scrap gold here. And I think it would be really nice. And this is what the other lady did on her tutorial as well. She just put a little bit of a border. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use some tape because it is okay. So I'll use my mat so I don't get tape everywhere, and I am going to just put down a little bit of tape on the edge. Oops, it's not working very well. Okay, so there we have a little bit of tape there, and then I am going to use this just to get a bit of a border. Oh, it's very sticky, that glue. Along there. And then what I will do is I will use my scissors to trim those off. And there might be a little, because we're actually making it a little bit bigger, there might be a little bit more trimming for us to do. But now what I need to do is do the same with the other piece. So I'm going to, where's my sticky bit? It's just here. I'm going to use the same bit. So okay, just there we go. I'll bring it over here again. And once again, what I need to do is to bring this, I might just use the other side, it's a little bit cleaner. And I'm going to just pop it down straight as possible along there. And then that gives us a beautiful border on that area. So let's cut that off again. And this one as well. And I'll put that aside just so it can be cleaned. Okay, so now we have our two pieces. Now we have one piece that is going to go just there, and it goes right up to the edge of this black piece. Okay, so we pop it just there. The next piece is going to go down here, and it is going to go right on the edge of that black piece again. And as you can see, I've got to just take off just a little bit up here. So I'll just quickly nip that off. And that is going to go there. Now, you might see on here, for me to get my Merry Christmas centered, what I did is I actually drew very, very thin or very, very light pencil lines as to where these were going to be cut. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub those out so that they are not showing for anybody. But it was just as a guide so that I could make sure that my my Merry Christmas was heat embossed in the correct area. So now what we need to do is we need to stick this down. Now that they're on there, what we now need to do is we now need to, oh, I didn't show you how to make your flower. I'll do that now while that's all drying. So there's one flower that I've done, there's another flower that I've done, and I'm just about to show you how to make there it is, just how to make a flower like and can be used for any flower, not just the poinsettias. But I'm just going to show you how quickly to pop these together, because they really are quite spectacular. You can use them flat if that's what you want. I personally don't like them flat. I like them to have a bit of body and texture to them. So turn them over upside down and grab a tool that has got a nice big round head on it. Okay, just gently, don't go like a bull at a gate, but just gently press down and go round and round, and you will see that the leaves will start to fold or start to curl, and that's what you need. And they're all going to be different, because in the real world you don't get leaves that are the same, do you? So once all of your petals are done, press down in the center, and there you have your base. This is going to be a 2-level one. That's a 4-level one. That's a 3-level one. I'm going to do quickly a 2-level one because I do want 3 flowers on this card. So it's very quick, very easy, not difficult at all to do these. Pop it down there, stick some glue. I'll move this aside now because I'll bring my mat back. So just stick some glue in the center of that one. And then stagger the leaves so that this leaf comes out just there. Make sure you got it centered. And there we go. There is your flower. Very, very, very simple. I then just pop down on there, bring my mat back in and press it down. Gives it more curve. Okay, what I have also done with these, I have actually used some little tiny bling, and I'm going to pop those on. So I'm just going to pop a little bit only the littlest bit of glue in there. And then I'm going to use my tweezers to pick these up. And I'm going to pop, I think, probably 3 in there. And these were actually from one of those 3D art things where you stick all of the jewels on there. And I had some left over, so there we go. So there are our 3 flowers, all 3 different sizes. It's as simple as that. Now what we need to do is we need to, and I'll go off air while I do some of this, but now we need to actually design and work out where all our flowers are going to go. So I'll probably have one smaller one up the top there. I'll probably come down with a bigger one here and maybe the smaller one over here. Okay, so something like that. I've also got some other greenery that can then come off of those. So I'm going to play around with that, and I'll speed up the camera while I'm doing it so you don't get too bored with it. Okay, there we go. It took a little bit of decorating, but I think that's absolutely beautiful. What I would do is I will put in a piece of white paper with a like a double-sided one, put a bit of tape right up on that top bit there and a little bit of tape there, double-sided tape, put a piece of, it would be 11.5 by 5 3/4. No, it wouldn't be 11 3/4 by 5 3/4. Fold it in half and stamp your message there because it's going to be hard to write on black. But I just think that's gorgeous. I love the black and gold. I hope you've liked it too. Please head on over to our Facebook site if you're not already a member. We'd love to see some of your creations as well. That's at that's at Facebook, which is Aussie Cards and Crafts. I think there's about 2 left of my poinsettia dies. So if you're still interested in having any of those, please just head over to www.aussiecardsandcrafts.com.au and I'll be happy to send it out to you. Thank you for watching today. As I said before, if you have enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I will look forward to seeing you very, very soon with another tutorial. Thank you and happy crafting. Bye.